Help, Heather. I had a bad day, a bad meal, a bad experience, and I feel like all of my efforts have been erased. This is literally something I got in from a coaching client today. I feel like everything I've done gets erased when I make a mistake. Let's think about this for a second, right? That thought is one of those fixed mindset thoughts. We've talked in the Half Size Me podcast before about the difference between the fixed and the growth mindset. The fixed mindset is saying, I am limited, I have limited skills, I have limited capacity to learn. What I am born with or what I am granted is all I'll ever have, and I cannot get more or have more than where I'm at right now. Very limited, very defined, no potential growth. The growth mindset is just the opposite. It is, I have an unlimited capacity to learn. I will make mistakes. I will not have all the right answers. I will slip and fall in my journey, but I have the capacity to grow. I have the capacity to learn. I have the capacity to improve. All of this is the growth mindset. It's not saying you are perfect and that you have everything you need, but it's saying that you are not a fixed point and you will forever be growing and changing. When we make a comment like I had a bad day or a bad meal, first off, we're kind of going back to that red brick challenge that we did. What we're doing is we're throwing our whole day away based probably on one blue brick as opposed to looking at all the red bricks we have, and we've worked on that kind of concept, right? But then the other situation I want to highlight is it really possible? Like, let's just take a step back for a second. Is it possible to erase all the good that you have done because you had one off day? Is that really even possible? And the answer is no, it's not. Let's just pretend, let's take this into a different field. Let's just pretend for a second you're learning to ride a bike or you're learning to write words on paper, okay? If you had learned to write letters A, B, C, and D, and even if you're struggling writing the letter E, for whatever reason, you're just not getting it, would you throw up your hands and say, I can't get this whole letter E thing. I'm really struggling. It looks horrid. So it's as if I have learned nothing. No, you've learned A, B, C, and D, and you've done really well with it. You don't lose or erase everything you've gained. Once you learn something, you can't unlearn it. Once you've experienced something, you can't unexperience it. So to say that you would go back in the past and erase all your hard work is really not a thought based in logic, right? We can agree on that. So what we really mean in that moment is somehow we've undone all the good we did. Is that possible? The answer is no, it's not. You're gonna have slip-ups. Life will always throw you curveballs. What these are here to do is to be kind of like pop quizzes. I like pop quizzes. They're like your pop quizzes. What they do is they show up when you least expect it. They throw you off. I remember having these in high school quite often. They throw you off because you had an anticipation of how the day was going to go or the class period was going to go. And then the teacher goes, pop quiz, here you go. And you're like, oh, I totally know I'm not prepared for this, right? And you probably feel like you bombed and you feel like it wasn't going the way that you wanted it to go. But it doesn't mean the rest of the time you've spent in that class were erased because you didn't do well on the pop quiz. You just didn't do well on the pop quiz. Where your power is, and this is important, it's not that you didn't do well on the pop quiz or you're struggling with the letter E or whatever. It's what you choose to do about it. This is where we make the mistake. We think that problem really means something when it doesn't. Where our growth, where our strength, where our focus comes in is when we're presented with these obstacles, when we are presented with the problem. How do we respond to it? Do we stand up and say, okay, obviously I wasn't prepared for this pop quiz. Obviously I'm struggling with the letter E and I need to buckle down and work a little harder. I need to improve my study habits. I might need to do things a little bit differently when I practice. But ultimately, if I keep at it, I'll get there. That growth mindset we talked about, right? If I keep working at it, I'll get there. And all the things I've already learned were difficult for me at one point too. but I've learned them and I've acquired these skills. I can acquire more skills, growth mindset. And if I continue on my path of doing what I can, taking this feedback and moving forward, I can still get to my goals. I can still get where I want to go. I don't have to quit. Everything is not gone. I haven't lost anything because I know that once I've learned and been exposed to things, that can't be taken from me. It's knowledge I now have. It's mine forever. So what if I chose to react differently to a bad day? What if I said, you know what, next meal, next workout, happening on plan, even though I ate off right now. I didn't eat on my plan right now. That's okay. But I'm not going to throw away the whole day. I'm not going to try and throw away every opportunity I have to course correct, because that's where my power is. My power is not in preventing mistakes from happening, not preventing the slip ups from happening. Those have got to happen. Those are required. If you're going to ever get to your goal, you've got to go through those. You don't get to opt out. And so you know that those are coming. What your goal is not to avoid them. It's to move past them, make the next best decision. That's what's hard. Our minds get very distracted by the problem. What we don't see is our next opportunity to course correct, make a better choice, get back to what we need to do. I hope this helps. You have a great day.